What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm SubSyde, and today I'm going to be showing you how to build this updated Kelp XP farm for Minecraft 1.17.4. And I'm making this updated version because I've seen a lot of comments, people saying that it's been patched in the 1.17.40 update, which is not true. Also a few issues such as not knowing how to use it, Kelp not going into the hopper and the left smoker not going on, and the Kelp just breaking altogether and not working at all. So I've made this video just to help fix these issues and also add in some fuel chests to make it a little bit easier. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button because it turns out only 3% of you are actually subscribed. And as Dream says, it's completely free and you can always unsubscribe later. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you the actual size of it before we start as well, which a couple of people in the comments have been asking for. So this is actually quite easy. This 6 by 6 by 6. So 6 wide, 6 long, and 6 blocks high. Now, a lot of you have said that this isn't working and it's been patched and your Kelp is breaking. The main reason for this is you haven't built it within a chunk border. So before you start, head over to chunkbase.com, and when on the website, what you're going to do is click on apps. And then the best one to use for me anyway, and it's just easier to read, is clicking on the slime biome. And on this screen, make sure you switch it from Java Edition to Bedrock Edition. Don't worry about putting in your seed. All Bedrock Edition worlds have the same chunk coordinates, so you don't have to put a seed in. Just put your X and Z coordinates in. And once you click go, the red dot will end up on the screen. That's your character. So if you zoom in on that, it'll show you the chunk you're in. Hover your cursor, or if you're on mobile, tap that square that you're in. And in the bottom right hand corner, you'll see the opposing corners of the actual chunk you're in. And it'll give you the coordinates. So go to those coordinates, place down a block. And like you can see on my screen here, it'll give you a coordinate for this corner and a coordinate for this corner. Place down some blocks and then you can marry it up then to see the actual full chunk. So here's the items you're going to need for the build if you want to pause the screen now and get these ready. And this doesn't have to be 64 concrete. This can be 64 of any solid block you want, as long as it's not affected by gravity. So we're going to start down on this side of the build. So it's going to be 6 long. So we're going to start here on this block. We're going to count in 3. So 1, 2, 3. On this block, place a block, come around the side, and then we're going to build a T shape like so. Take out this middle block. Grab your redstone torch. We're going to place a redstone torch here, redstone dust here, and a redstone repeater in the middle. Make sure it's facing the redstone dust when you place it, and it should start flashing like this when you've done it correctly. Grab a lever, pop it on the front here, and flick that down. That's going to turn it off for now. Grab your solid blocks. Around the right hand side of this, we're going to place down some solid blocks. So from this block here, which is 1 away from your redstone, we're going to come 1 away, place down 2 like so, miss a gap, place 2 down like so. Grab your sticky pistons. We're going to place this on the back like so. Come around the back your sticky pistons, place down another 2 blocks, and grab your redstone dust, and we're going to make this come down and match up with this. So these should be extended now. Next, jump up the front, and what we're going to do is we're going to place 2 blocks on top of each sticky piston. Going to grab our standard pistons. You're going to jump and place these on top like so. And now we're just going to build a clock for the top pistons. So for this, come around this side of this clock, and we're going to grab some solid blocks. From here, we're going to place 2. And we're going to crouch and place 1 on the side of that repeater. Grab your redstone dust, place it on this block. Then grab your redstone repeater, place it here. Make sure this one is set to 2 ticks. So just hit it once, like so. Come up onto this block, then we're going to crouch and place a block on top of your repeater. Place a redstone dust here. Jump on top of this block. Place a redstone torch here. Then place a block on top of that. And then this is going to be going into the side of your pistons. So bring it out like so. Once you've done that, place some redstone dust going back to this block. Make sure there's no redstone dust on this block. So once that part's done, what we're going to do is just test it. So flick the switch, make sure they're both pulsing like so. Now the top piston should be going a little bit behind the bottom pistons. Once you're satisfied with that, what we're going to do is grab our sand. We're going to place 1 on this block and this block, and 1 on this block and 1 on this block. So you should have something looking something like this. Now I'll do a quick fly around just so you can make sure you've done it all correctly. You could pause it if you like just to make sure. Okay, so now we're going to place down our smokers and hoppers and chests. So make sure you've got them in your hotbar ready. So first we're going to place 2 temporary blocks here. Then we're going to place our chests here and here. Make your way up on top of the sand, get rid of your temporary blocks. Then we're going to crouch and place 2 hoppers into the back of the chest. Come back to the front of the build. We're going to crouch and place 2 hoppers underneath this chest with the smokers underneath like so. Now what you want to do is dig out 4 blocks like so. come around the side, dig across 2 and underneath your smokers, and then dig down 1 more in the corner there. Once you've done that, place down your 2 chests at the bottom, 1 block in front of your smokers. Drop down here and crouch and place 2 hoppers into the back of this chest. If you want, you can replace this then. You can fill up all the holes like so. And for the final hoppers and chests, we're just going to crouch and place 1 in the side like so. Make sure you crouch when you place. Crouch and place, crouch and place. And these are going to be for your fuel. Okay, so now that that's done, what we're going to do is make our way up to the top of these hoppers. And beside each of these sand, we're going to build up 1, 2, and 3 blocks above the sand. Place a block on top of each standard piston and do the same on this side. So we're going to build up like so. Leave this open for now. This is where our trapdoors are going to go later. From here, we're going to build up another 3. So 1, 2, 3. On this side, 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to build this over like so. And for this next pack, make sure you've got your 4 glass blocks, your 2 buckets of water, and your 2 kelp with you, as well as 2 trapdoors. What we're going to do is we're going to come inside. We're going to crouch and place a block on top of each box like so, and then a block on top of them. So once you've placed down your glass, grab your buttons. You're going to place 1 here and 1 here. Grab your 2 buckets of water. You're going to place 1 here above your standard pistons and 1 more here next to it. So these 2 top blocks are completely waterlogged. Then we're going to swim up and place down our kelp here and here. Grab your trapdoors. It could be any trapdoors you like. We're going to place these on top. So these are going to be just in case the kelp breaks, or when the kelp does eventually break, you can just open these, replace them, and then close them back up. Now with that done, we're going to jump back down. I'm going to grab my ladders, and what we're going to do is I'm going to place these going up the side of this block here. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just an easy way to get up if you ever need to go up and replace the kelp. And once that's done, all you need to do is switch it on just to make sure it's working, and that looks like it's working completely fine. And before I actually show you how to use this, what we're going to do is we're going to crouch and place our last 2 levers on the front of the smokers like so. The next issue people were having was how to actually use it. They weren't getting enough XP from it, or they just didn't know how to get the XP from it. So whilst we've been building that one, I've let this one run and I've let it smelt some kelp. So this is over half a double chest already, which is a few stacks. So we should get some decent XP from this straight away. So how do you use this? So now that we've got our fuel chests, it makes it a little bit easier. So you switch it on, make sure the kelp is running and it's going into the box. So you can see we've still got some left over from earlier. So make sure the kelp's going in nicely. They should be funneling straight through then into your smokers, which get cooked, then dropped into this bottom chest. Now, a few things to note here. Whilst this section is on, whilst these pistons are going, don't leave the render distance or don't leave the world whilst it's on, because that will completely break it. So I'll always make sure you turn it off before you leave the area or before you leave your world. So you've turned it on, you've got kelp going through, and now your smokers are full of kelp. What you're going to do is just open up these chests and place in whatever fuel you like into these chests. It can be coal. It doesn't have to be kelp blocks. It could be coal blocks, any form of fuel. But that will get funneled through then into your fuel section of your smokers, which will start smelting your kelp. Now, you're not going to get XP straight away with this. You're going to have to wait a little while, preferably until you've got about 10 or 15 stacks smelted. That's when you're going to start seeing a lot of XP come through, or more than usual. Because how this works is these smokers bank all the kelp that's been going through. Each piece of kelp that's smelted gives off a little bit of XP. So the more kelp that goes through, the more XP is built up in these smokers, and then you can access them straight away just by taking dried kelp out of the smokers itself. So I'm going to jump over into survival mode just to show you. I'm currently level 25, so I'm going to have to try and terminate that somehow. Okay, so now let's say that you've let it run. It's smelted a decent amount of kelp already. So what you're going to do is you're going to flip down your levers. What that's going to do is it's going to stop the actual dried kelp from going into the chest, and then we're going to take this one piece at a time. So we level 8 already. Then we're going to take this one, level 12, out of this one, and make sure you exit the smoke at each piece you take. Otherwise it won't work, or you won't get as much XP anyway. And you can see already we're at level 20, and that's just a half a double chest full. So I know this video was a bit long. It had a lot of information in it, but hopefully now all your XP farms should be working, and I shouldn't see any more queries in the comment section. But if you do have more questions, feel free to join the Discord. The link will be in the description. We do have a section on there that's just for tutorial issues and tutorial questions. So if you're subscribed, I'll see you in the next one.